Hello, WANNI.
Hi, hero.
Welcome to the session.
Thank you. It feels so good to be here. I'm really excited to see you.
It's been a very long while.
Yes, you look good.
You look better.
I know. Thank you.
WANNI, how are you?
Wow. I'm blessed. But at the same time, I'm exhausted. Because, we've been in the house for 10 weeks with different people. All the emotions and coming out, and it's still media rounds, which you have to do. And I'm enjoying every bit of it, but I want to get back to my space, just me and Handi, without everybody. I just want some quiet again. But apart from that, I'm overwhelmed. Like, the thing that is keeping me going right now is, I think, my energy, my wife, Handi, and my energy squad. Like, the love is overwhelming. So I just, when I wake up and I see all that, it just, puts a big smile on my face.
I'm genuinely happy.
Thank you so much.
You have grown so much. You and Handi, you guys have grown so much. And every single success that you're getting now, you truly deserved it. Yes, and you guys earned it.
Thank you.
What has been your biggest worry since you got out?
To be fair, I'm not worried about anything. Because I think, like you said, I've grown so much. And sometimes when I look back at where I'm coming from, and now the person I am today, I'm like, was that you? But at the same time, I'm like, growth is beautiful. So I'm like, yes, that was you. That means if you can do that now, that means very soon, in maybe 2 years, because I know our growth is fast. You look back and say, oh, is that you? That will show how much space you have to grow. But the growth has been immense. Everything has been great for Andy and I. Like you said, everything that we're getting right now, we deserve it. We've worked so hard.
What has been your biggest worry since you got out?
To be fair, I don't think there is, because I'm comfortable with failing. I think some people get in their head and work themselves up about what the future holds and everything. I think I was in that space, but right now, I don't think I am. Right now, I'm in the space of, I'm operating in my higher self. I'm in my glory days. It's only up from here. Yes, everything. I don't want to use my mouth to call bad things, but life is not a bed of roses. You win some, you lose some, and I'm open and ready for that. I'm just ready to grow, make more money, make genuine friendship, add more value to myself and my brand and WANNI x Handi, and just move on. To be fair, I think a very strong part of my growth was realizing and harnessing my positivity, because I've always been positive, but those worries and you coming up and growing and just being quite insecure, not knowing what the future holds, especially when your path wasn't defined yet. But I think as soon as we found DJing, that's when the growth became rapid. DJing, and it's only up from here, and that's my truth. I'm not worried about anything. The one thing I'm most scared about is losing a loved one. That's my biggest fear. But apart from that, and that's inevitable, people will always go. But apart from that, I'm not. I just know that everything, when you know for a fact that everything is going to be fine, and from here is only up. That's the stage I'm at right now.
I like that for you.
Thank you.
I like that for you. Let's take a step back before we bought a house. I think quite a number of people have heard your story, your collective story, you and Handi. But just let's breeze through it. What would you say has been the lowest moment of your life?
But there's been a lot. I think that's why with this babes, I don't want to mention her name, to be fair, but what happened with her in the show, I think it wasn't the fight, it was the fact that she was concocting lies to say things that were horrible. I will not let anybody attribute my success to sleeping around. That's bullshit. And I'm not going to take it. I know how much we've toiled, how much we suffered. We were broke as, can I use the F word?
Yes.
As we were sleeping in the office. We were beaten outside. Imagine I
get a
passed
tissue.
through and I don't pay no mind to it because like I don't really care because people can say whatever the fuck they want to say, but it just hurts that like it's a woman that would do this to somebody else. Like it doesn't make any sense. Thank you. I'll need that tissue before I spoil my face.
That's fine. Sorry about that.
It's you. And when I enter this place, I'm like, I know I'll cry here. Thank you. It's the first interview I'm shedding tears. But like I was saying, they think not enough. Like, I don't care, like, because people have said worse things about us. But when I think about what I've gone through, I'm like, and you want to stand here to defame me? Come on, up. Who are you? Like, I'm not mad at her. This is not me talking to her. This is me talking to anybody that says this. I'm like, me and Andy were sleeping in the office. They accused us of stealing things in the office. They accused us of pooing on the floor. People were mean to us, like, because this bullying thing, it's been real. We were bullied in that office by camera guys, by some of our colleagues. And we've always been positive. We took it with a pinch of salt because we were just like, oh, we know what we're praying for. We believe that's going to be better. We've tried TV presenting, acting, digital marketing. And I realized that during this media rounds, everywhere I went to, I had applied for a job there at some point. And it was crazy, but I never got one. And being here right now, you're the star that is coming in to be interviewed. I'm like, God has done it. And to be fair, like my tears are not even tears of sadness. It's just like remembering what you've gone through. I remember us one time after they told us we couldn't stay sleep in the office anymore, and we didn't want to be coming from home because we lived so far. Most times we wake up by 3:30 a.m. We're staying at Ojo, close to Lasso University, and we come to Doublekay's office every morning. Wake up by 3:30 a.m. and just start coming. Then sometimes you get to work late, they will lock you outside and not let you come inside. And you're like coming from a far place, they're paying you something, but the money they're paying you're using it for transportation and feeding. Nothing to save. Then we're like, okay, let's sleep in the office. We stopped sleeping in the office. We're just trying one day. I remember us just roaming around, just calling and looking for where we could squat for the night. Sometimes going home, like Lagos and traffic, we'll leave the office by 5. We'll get home by 11, 12 a.m. And you have to do that, repeat that cycle of waking up 3:30 and well, to be fair, all these things, I'm not mad. I think we had to experience that because it made us grow. I learned a lot of lessons. I will not say, oh, I wish I didn't go through this. It was hurtful, some things I had to go through, but I would not have it any other way. I think all those experiences made us who we are, or who the women we are becoming. Strong, resilient, humble, because we know that this life is not a bed of roses. We've tasted down times, up times, and that's why I always wish the best for everybody, because suffering, there's no joy in suffering. Anybody, I wanted to say both my enemies, but no, not really. But I wish the best for everybody because success is beautiful, growth is beautiful. And I'm just happy about where I am right now because it's only up from here. Sabi Tokabi.
No, it's good. I mean, I've seen a lot of twins, right? But the bond you share with Handi is beyond anything that I've seen in this life. It's beyond siblingship. It's almost as if both of you have to sort of get married to two people at the same time on the same day and get all of you will live in the same house because
we won't live in the same house but on the same day.
It's such a strong bond. And I think I was having this conversation with some people, while you guys were still in the house. It transcends to the point that both of you are completing each other's sentences. Both of you sometimes have the same body movement. There have been cases where both of you were seated at different spots in the house. And somehow, you guys did the exact same thing. And a lot of people are like, this is now beyond, is this jazz? Because we can't understand how two people can be in sync. We're speaking now and you called her my wife.
Yes, she's my wife.
She's your best friend. She's your confidant. You guys have such a tight bond. Now, would you say that perhaps you might not have had so much of a support system outside of her, and that's why you invested all the love you have on your sister. Can you take me through what your family support system is like, aside from your mom and Handi?
We're close in our family. I'm just closer to Handi, my elder sister. Where she's like our best friend, but Handi and I are closer. We have a very close relationship. Even with my mom, like there's that support system. But that's why with Handi, I always say twins by birth and best friend by choice. And one time in the house, Biggie was like, "Oh, you're lucky to have a best friend, a sister, a support system." And I was like, I didn't correct him, but I just accepted. But I was like, I've seen siblings that don't see eye to eye. This is not about being born twins with Handi. I've been around other twins. What we have is genuinely special. And it's not because I don't have a support system. It's because I'm very, as loving as I am, if I don't love you so much, it's hard for me to genuinely open up and be myself 100%. And I have that with very few people. My family people, Handi, and maybe somebody I've dated in the past. So with Handi, when I went on the audition, when I was speaking to the panelists, they asked me and I said, I'm going to tell you one thing. The world has never seen the kind of bond that Handi and I share. And they didn't even get to see half of it. They saw a bit, which I was happy about, because most times people see us and they're like, these ones are just fake. They want attention, blah, 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 blah. So I was happy that to a large extent, people got to see that there's no fakery here. Yeah. We're who we are. We actually do. It's not about loving yourselves is one thing. We are actually in love with ourselves. It's not like we can't do without each other. It's a beautiful relationship. I've never had this kind of relationship with anybody in my life. And I get to share that bond with my twin sister. Prior to now, we're not this close. We've always been close, but it took us a while. It took us time to get here. So it's not as if, because we're twins, yes, we're just alike. Oh, yes, we're just best friends. No, we're never best friends. There was a time that she didn't know a lot of things about me. I didn't know a lot of things about her. But we built this relationship was built. It wasn't just, oh, yeah, twins, you're best friends. We spoke. We learned, because Handi and I, even the fights we had in the house, I was telling them, because when we started fights, when we'll have confrontations, because Handi and I are quite confrontational. Mostly me. People will be like, how big is okay? Every time I fight for them, I'm like, this is not fights. There's no fight, apart from the bullying part, but in the 9th week with those other girls. There's no other fight there that Handi and I have fought heavily, like badly, not physically, but we're very because I am fiery, but Handi is calmer, but Handi is fiery. We fought that somebody had to break down our door to see what was happening badly. So I'm like, that's what people fight. But we had to grow. Okay, come, we're fighting too much. What's happening? We talked and talked. Also all this closeness that people see now is not just, oh, we're twins and there's closeness. It's a friendship that was built. And that's how I like to do my things. If you want to be my friend, yes, we can be cool. But before I can consider you my friend and say, okay, it's a for life thing, we must have conversations, because I believe in growth. In anybody that I want to call my friend, there must be understanding, because I know that sometimes I can be a hard pill to swallow and I can be quite misunderstood. So if we want to be friends, we must have that understanding that, okay, we can speak. Because some people, they just talk, they don't understand you. It's okay, I like you, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's just go, let's be friends. But to actually be friends with someone, and I learned more about that in Biggie's house. And Biggie is an amazing person. And I told him, I wish I get to meet you one day. And he said something, he's like, it's the people you love the most that hurt you the most. So with friendship thing, even with Sean and other people that, just Sean I got that close to me with in the house, I believe it's something you build. It's not just something because you're born with this person or because this person is your sibling. So yeah, that's for me and Handi. We built this friendship. It did not just fall and we woke up to be best friends.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
I'm just recalling, when Handi came here as well, and she did mention a very emotional parts. I'm now trying to tread with caution because I don't want to take you back there. But yeah, she did mention that, after graduation, that both of you did not necessarily have the full support of your dad.
I remember even through all the struggles WANNI and I were having after school and everything, my dad was not there. He didn't do anything to help. I don't have a dad that would just want to randomly call, because I used to feel like fathers and their daughters used to be very close, and like you can count on your dad for a lot of things. So,
yeah. What has the reception been from that end since you got out? Like, have you spoken to your dad?
Not yet, but it's not strange to me because our dad and us, we're cool. We love him so much, but I don't think there is like a relationship per se. When you're growing up as kids, you have a relationship. How did your father figure? But I think it ended there. When we became adults, there was never a relationship. When you're speaking to a man that knows you, I don't think my father doesn't know us at all. And I'm not blaming him. Before, I used to be so mad at him, and I'm like, because I used to see girls with their dads, like most fathers, like their daughters are like babies, best friends, and I don't have any of that. And I don't blame him. I don't know what it is with him, because he might be facing his own and he might not know how to act better, but I've just moved on because now I've learned more. I know that I'm a better person. So I feel what I feel, but I'm not judging him. Hopefully we'll have a conversation and he's receptive, because my dad is a very quite dismissive, and I don't think he's emotionally available. Like, my dad doesn't say I love you. If you say, I don't think my dad has ever told me that he loves me. Like, you just say I love you and he's like, okay. He's a loving man, he's a kind person, but I don't know whether he's in touch with his emotional side, especially towards us, and I don't know why. But I know that he loves us to a large extent. Even before going to that, because I didn't tell my dad I was going to the house. I told my mom. She was like, I should tell him, but I was like, because even for DJs, but like my dad, we never had a conversation of what do you guys do for work? How do you guys make your money? We've left home. Me and Andy and I have been by ourselves for a long time on the island, because our family house is on the mainland in Lagos, but we stay on the island. And since we left the house, like, there's no like conversation, because my mom, she knows everything, even to everything, even to when, because Andy and I, like, we dress freely. When she was worried about it, like, we have those kind of conversations, deep conversations. But my dad is not. You're just doing you, and he's like, there's no questions about how are you doing, how are you guys feeding. Even coming out of school, we didn't have a job. Oh, what's happening? What are you guys up to? Like, and it affected me in lots of ways. I was holding resentment for the longest time, and I think it was the period this year that I actually just did let go, and I'm just hoping for a conversation. But still, I put my mind that I don't think there will be any resolve. It's just going to be like, okay, this is who this person is, and you accept the person for who that person is. But would I like a better relationship? Yes, I'm a lover girl. I thrive on love. I love to love, and not just from a man. Because even with my relationship with Sean, it was Andy and I relationship that was the most outstanding one. So it's all round. I want it for my mom. I want it for my dad. I want it for my sisters, for my friends. So it's just that I cannot feel it from him as I would want to, and it hurts deeply. But I understand. I don't know what it is, because just the way I'm saying my dad doesn't know us, I don't know him too. Because since I became an adult, like, my dad still sees us as kids. I mean, I'll be 28. I'm a grown-ass woman. So, like, having a conversation with your dad and you're speaking to your dad, and, like, you cannot relate to your dad like a grown-up. And one time I called him one day, I was tipsy and I wanted to have a conversation, and he just started being so dismissive and defensive, and I'm like, don't worry, I'll talk to you later, and I just ended him. Like, and I fear, because I don't want to be in that space of trying to open yourself to someone and the person is just being dismissive. I grew up with my dad, and like I said, this is not in bashing him or anything. It's just like to just state clearly that, there was because I always say this, Sandy, I know that these things affected us in some ways. I don't know how. That's why I was like, I want to talk to a therapist, because I know that I'm self-aware to a large extent, but still, I want to pour out myself deeper and just know myself better. So I grew up with, calling your dad asking for money, and he's like, I don't have, like, do you understand? So it made me so scared of even asking anybody for anything. Like, you're calling the person that you feel like you're safe with, and the person being so dismissed over the phone like that. Like, so many things that I'm like, oh my God. I know that it hurt me a lot, and I'm sure it did something, but I don't know what. But for now, I know that I'm fine, because for me to be even speaking about this without even tearing up, it's because I've gotten to the point where I know that he doesn't know better.
Was there a point that you felt the switch? Because I think what you just said is also very much related to what Handi said. And I'm seeing a common denominator, which is the fact that there was a switch after you people graduated. Like when you like you said, when you became adults. But up until the time you became adults, was he there?
He was there. He sent us to school. He gave us allowance. We saw him a lot. But like, there's a difference between, I can see you every day, but we don't have a relationship. And he's my dad. And there's a kind of relationship I was hoping for. Like, I've seen girls with their dad and the kind of conversations they have. And I'm like, I don't have this. I'm not jealous, but it's like somebody being there, but somebody actually being there.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Why I say, like, me, I'm not materialistic. You can give me money forever, but that's not what is going to keep me, even with men. Like, you can be there and see me every day, but there are conversations that needs to be had.
Yeah.
That somebody can be giving you money every time and you're cool with person, but there's someone that doesn't give you money, but you have a kind of relationship that you know that, oh, if the person giving you money, or even if he gives you $1 billion, there's this person that will be your go-to for that conversation, for just letting it out, for being just genuine. Oh, daddy, this happened. Daddy, I'm tired.
Yeah.
There's never been that. And I hope in the future there's so much of that because I need it.
So genuinely, WANNI, I'm hoping that you'd have that conversation.
Same. I feel positive that it will happen because I know that now, with my level of growth, I can start a conversation that even if it doesn't go 100% how I want it, we'll make a resolve. We'll have a resolve. So I'm hopeful. I love my dad so much. Yeah. So much. Too much.
You wear your heart on the sleeve.
Yes, I do.
When you love someone, the person knows. When you don't like someone, the person definitely would know. And I mean, I don't know what your star sign is, but...
Sagittarius.
Okay, it explains that. I'm not a big believer in star signs, but I know that I like people like that. So if you're mad at me, I want to know you're mad at me. If you're happy with me, I want to know you're happy with me. Not you being mad at me and you're putting up a smiley face. I feel like that's pretense.
Yes.
You know. What would you say has been your biggest heartbreak in life?
I can't talk about it. It's very personal. I can't talk about it. But it was hard. When someone does something to you, I was sick for the entire year. Like, no, I was doing my things, but I was like, that was the first time I was like, when people say heartbreak, I'm like, what do you mean heartbreak? I felt like my heart literally shattered. Even at my BP, that's when I started having issues with high blood pressure.
You've had issues with high blood pressure?
Yes, I have. And that was even like how many years ago? Like, it was that bad. But I wish I could talk about it, but it's too deep.
No, it's fine. And I know what it is, but it's fine. I'm not going to use the advantage of having the information to...
No problem, it's fine.
So we'll just walk over it. Is there another thing you'd like to talk about?
I mean, this is pretty much it. I just, every time, everywhere I go now, it's just gratitude. I'm just grateful for the space I'm in now. Because I know that one of my purpose in life is to impact, and I'm glad that God has given me a platform to be able to impact people positively. I'm grateful for the Energy Squad, the people that chose to go on this walk with Andy and I, and how positive they are and how supportive they are. It means a lot to me because to support somebody, like, and just show them this kind of love, like, you're like, from where? Like, it means the world to me. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to go places. I'm thankful for the BBNaija platform because it is because of that platform that I'm sitting down here talking to you. I mean, I'm not saying it could have not happened for me, but this like just sped up the process rapidly, and I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for you, grateful for growth. It's amazing, like, because when I move, like, that's what I say, like, when I care for people, I wish them the very best. I like to see, I'm like, oh my God, you did so well, oh my God. Like, when I'm coming in, I'm seeing you everywhere. Because I think I saw you, at the premiere before we came here and everything. Even before that, you were hosting show. Before I went into the house, you'd been doing so good. And so being here and like we're just rubbing minds, I'm excited. I'm happy. You know, looking at where we're coming from, all the hustle, all the sweat you did, was tape, but it's on the tip of your shoulder. You could just call him, just get your guest that. It's like, what? And we did this and we're here and it's only up from here. Like, I know for a fact that, because I know who we are. Yeah. We've come a long way. The kind of people that we are, we cannot get here and it goes back down.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. So just thank you. Thank you for having me. This was refreshing. This is the first interview that I shed tears. I didn't even know that I was going to cry in any interview.
I didn't plan it.
I saw Andy, the same thing you saw Andy.
I'm sorry.
But I'm not mad at all. I'm happy, and I'm happy to have talked about other things apart from the generic questions we've been asked everywhere. I'm sure that's what people want to know. But it's just refreshing to talk about something else in-depthly and from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
WANNI.
Hero Daniel! Oh my God, shake me. My cloth tight, but I can shake you.
To say that I'm proud of you is an understatement. If there's any word that is bigger than proud, that's exactly what I feel for you.
Thank you so much.
And Handi, I am grateful to God that, yes, finally, there has been this huge step up.
Yes.
I've seen you guys on the rise.
Yes.
I've followed your story. I've constantly rooted for you people. And I'm just happy that this huge step up have come. I'm really super excited for the both of you.
Thank you. Same here.
And you will do mind-blowing things.
Thank you. We'll take over the world.
Of course. WANNI x Handi.
Hero Daniel.
Thank you for speaking with me.
Thank you for having me, Hero.